Lines, light, shadows, highlight, texture, color, hugs, cuddles, human connection. A freckle, long eyelashes, the way your lip curls when you smile, how your sideburns are gray before the rest. All the colors of a beard, the many tones in skin. The way light and images appear in eyes, how your hair sticks up that way in the back. Mountains, peaks, swirled colors in eyes, inky blacks and blue whites. When your teeth try so hard to peek through when you smile, but your lips press them back inside. Lips hold so many bumps, creases, and textures. We are all so different. We are all the same. You and me. I am one of three. In the early 80s, this was a whole event. Everyone wanted to see us. We are all so different. We are all the same. Artists see things differently. When I was young, I was asked by a teacher to draw myself with thought balloons to show my feelings. I drew myself holding balloons in my hands and wrote everything I was feeling. I was hot, scared, I wanted to go home, I wanted to be with my brother Eric. When we shared our drawings with the class, my drawing was very different than everyone else's. I have always interpreted things a bit literally. I was ashamed and told myself I was stupid. My peers' work was consistent, mine stood out. I tried so hard my whole life to do what I thought was expected of me. These made-up expectations nobody ever actually had. I kept drawing, I kept painting, I kept picking up my camera. I sat alone and worked quietly on how I saw things. Being in this triad, finding myself as an individual was difficult. Everything I had ever done was a little less scary for me because my brother and sister were there. No problem finding someone to play with at recess, no sitting alone at lunch. I always had a partner and I always had a friend. But I was one of the triplets. Rarely was I just Gretchen. We would parade behind our parents like little ducks along a shoreline at the grocery store. We were always stopped by strangers who were curious about our age difference because we looked so similar. We are all so different. We are all the same. Entering my teen years, my home life was hard. Like everyone, I too have a story and some baggage I haul around each day. I was put into an art class. The first day of class, I raised my hand and said, I don't belong here, I can't draw. My sister is the artist, I'm not. My teacher sent me to the guidance counselor who encouraged me to stick with it. I learned this is where I'm allowed to see things differently than my brother and my sister. I was Gretchen here. And in this space, I learned who Gretchen actually is. These days, I'm now middle-aged. I have a bunch of kids, I have a husband, a house, a dog. I have expectations to fulfill and responsibilities. I've learned that I can do these things how I see them. With the help of my husband, Rue, who is more of a dreamer than I am, I follow the lines and face the light, and I always have a camera in my hand. How do I see? What am I looking for? Let me show you how I see it. The darks are dark, the hard is hard. Learn from it. Even when it's painful, let it teach. Let the light shine on your face. Let yourself feel the love of your people. Your space is so small here, but so impactful. Use it wisely. Curls on a baby's head, wrinkled hands fresh from spending 9 months safe inside his mom, the smells of people, the way your shoulders pull away from your ears when you're with the people you love, the knowing look in your father's eyes, happy for you, proud of you, allowing himself to be proud of himself for helping to shape you. Watching your baby learn to speak, to walk, unstable legs on tiny feet with a head so big it's not proportionate to his body. But he figures it out. Determination, persistence. Cheers for mom and dad assure him to keep going. Keep cheering, mom and dad. Say yes to the things that are hard. They will take you to an easier yes next time. When you fail, try again. You definitely didn't walk when you took your first step. Recognize those who help you learn to walk. Keep them close. Help others learn to walk. Be generous. Be a teacher. Follow the lines. Draw the lines with your fingers. Paint them. Memorize them. Carve them into your brain and use them as a map. Sometimes they lead nowhere, but if you keep following, they will lead you to that space that you need, the one that you grow from, the one that you are made for. See the light, see the reflections. Feel the light on your skin, let it warm you. Squeeze your eyes shut and let your memories take over. Learn from them, trust them. They know where you are going. Dip your toes in the cold water. That leads to warmth, that leads to peace. Follow where the light shines. Leave the shadows behind you. Don't let them blind you with the darkness. But do not forget them. Acknowledge them. Tell them, I remember you. They are there to help you. Without the shadows, the light wouldn't be quite so bright. Without the shadows, the light wouldn't be quite so warm. Every day, I remind my kids I can hear them. I am listening. What they have to say is so important. They are seen, they are heard. I remind Rue that he's my partner and I am his. We are following our light and our lines. We are listening for and to each other. Me with a camera in my hand. Finding who I am in such a complicated family dynamic wasn't easy. I learned that if I wanted to be heard, sometimes yelling isn't loud enough, and having others speak for me can lead to muddy pits. To find my voice, I had to believe that what I had to say was worth hearing, and that there are really good stories to be told through more than words alone. Notice those small details, the tiny ones, the big ones, the ones that are easy to overlook. Stand tall and with purpose. You can do really hard things. You already have done really hard things. We are all so different. We are all the same. Stay in the light, follow the lines, remember the shadows. Find your space. You are a miracle of light. We are all so different. We are all the same. Me with a camera in my hand.